electric and gas property, Mayor indicated at the redevelopment meeting that, and I look now at, for information on the DP or the EPA is proposing to dredge the Passaic River and try to remove the Agent Orange cancer-causing chemicals from the bottom of the Passaic River. And from what I understand, and no one has mentioned it in the council, the mayor, except in passing on the redevelopment meeting, it looks like they're proposing to use the Passaic Public Service Electric and Gas that just has been cleaned up to dewater the sludge from the bottom of the Passaic River. And what is the mayor and council's position on that?
I mean, at this point, I don't think there's anything to take a position on. So the EPA is heading up this thing you're talking about, which is the cleanup of the lower, what's a rock, 8.1 miles of the Passaic River. So their proposal in cooperation with the PRPs, the potentially responsible parties, is to do some activities to like I said, dredge materials. PSE&G, I believe Rock was designated as one of those PRPs. They have this 28-acre site that's south of the old gas station on the west side of Frank, and there may be use of some of that property for operations for dredging, but that property is privately held, and it's held by PSE&G. It's a private utility, and at this point, the town is not involved in that. However, it's a good thing if they clean up the lower Passaic River in the town so that we can, have people use the water in the future. So anything I think that would foster that, we would be in favor of.
So, Mr. Zarbeski, I was asking the mayor that question.
Okay.
Does the mayor have a position on the potential dredging and dewatering of the dredge at the Public Service Electric and Gas Works property?
And again, I'm telling you that we have nothing in writing asking for a position. We don't even know what the final operations that are even proposed on that site. This is just preliminary discussions between the EPA and PSE&G, so that's not before us at this time.
Once again, I'm asking Mayor Fife or any councilman.
He doesn't have. You're saying, can he? What's his position on dewatering of Agent Orange? How do you know that there's dewatering of Agent Orange that's proposed on that site? Do you have something you can show me?
There's a memo. There's a release back from October of 21 that states that they're going to use Kearney. They're going to use Passaic Valley. They're going to use the property of public service. That's to dewater sludge. The sludge that's being dewatered is Agent Orange sludge that was produced in the ironbound section of Newark at Diamond Shamrock during the Vietnam War. It's highly toxic. It's cancer causing. Okay, so if the mayor and council don't have a position on that it's okay. I mean, if I was the mayor, I'd be jumping up and down and saying, I don't want this in Harrison. But I'm asking the mayor whether he has a position on it.
Okay, I can't answer.
John, my position is when we know something, we'll say something. We know nothing right now except what you're reading. I don't know where you're reading that from, but
It's online, Mayor.
We had one minor meeting with PSE&G, and they told us that the EPA was doing something, but they don't know what. We don't know what. And actually, public service is not cleaned up yet. They still have a few more months of cleaning to do. So the EPA is not coming there for a while, if they're coming at all.
Mayor, you were at the redevelopment meeting, said that the public service property was that the EPA was going to use it for at least 10 years. Is that correct?
Well, they did say they were going to, probably would take 10 years if they're going to use it.
Okay, so the assuming that the EPA says we're going to dewater the sludge from the bottom of the Passaic River and at the Public Service Electric and Gas Works, what is your position if they say that?
Mayor,
John,
I can say, Paul, I can speak.
Okay, let Dr. Glover go first, and then go ahead, Dr.
Mayor, last I read something was that Passaic Valley had bought a piece of land next to their property, and that's where the actual dewatering is going to be, and that's where most of the site. It's a several acre site that's going to be at least discussions, and at this point, nobody's made any final decision on it. But I haven't seen anything that says they're going to be doing that at the PSC&G site. I think what they're looking for is for every town to have some type of, how should I say, skin in the game, to have a contribution to it. And I think it's probably, for all 8 communities, a good idea that everybody contributes something. And what that's going to be in the end is very difficult to say at this point, because the EPA has not come up with a plan. And even Passaic Valley is waiting for them to come up with a plan as to how they're going to achieve this. So, at this point, it's very early on the game to speculate as to where or when or how this thing's going to take place.
Councilman Doran, I can't put it up on the screen, but there's a document I could send you, October of 21, which basically states that this is what they're looking to do, and one of the spots is the public service, electric and gas. They describe it as something else, but that's what they're talking about. And Kearney, I think it was Spectre Serve, and then Passaic Valley. So well, my concern is the property at Public Service Electric and Gas, which is closer to any residential neighborhood, and a significant, the redevelopment plan was put in place by Mayor McDonough and Pete Higgins to turn the industrial part of Harrison to residential, and it did have in it green space, not at Cape May Street, but in the middle of the redevelopment zone, and that's gone. I do not think that the mayor and council should be silent even now, with even and it's from October of 21. And the only reason I knew about it was because the mayor mentioned it. And then I went to look it up, and there it was. The plan is set. It's going to be sludge with Agent Orange being dumped at the public service. And what's across the street? Residential buildings. So if the mayor is not against that, if the council's not against that, where are we going?
John, where across the street where?
But the Steelworks, you're
Across the street from Steelworks.
the public service, electric and gas, what they are cleaning up right now, or they're finishing cleaning up, that they cleaned up, is not across from residential apartment buildings.
Yeah, it is. It's across the street.
Okay.
We don't know where it's going to go. You don't know where it's going to go.
I do.
Something.
I'll send you the document, Mayor. I'll send you the document,
Are you
Paul.
suggesting that the EPA, which Rocco and I have been, tangentially involved in this for, I don't know, was it 10 years now, Rocco? They've been going back and forth whether they're going to do a slight cut, a deep cut, no cut, vegetation, like, I don't know, 10 different things that they were bandying about over the last 10 years. So, John, are you suggesting that the EPA is trying to clean up the river, which is a great thing, is going to allow contamination to happen on the PSC site during the decontamination?
I'm telling you that there's a document dated October 21 that I'll send you, okay, that states that they're going to pick up the sludge from the bottom of the Passaic and de-water it, okay, in certain facilities, one of which is the public service electric and gas.
And it says
I think
in
it's
that document that it's gonna be dangerous to the human health.
I don't know if it says it's going to be dangerous to human health, but if it's dangerous at the bottom of the river and you want to clean it up, bringing it onto a property, okay, is in my book dangerous, and it shouldn't happen because it's next to residential properties, apartment buildings. We wanted to get away from industrial contamination, and now we're going to let them do it?
That's a whole bunch of speculation on your
That's
part.
not speculation.
You're really jumping into something, but.
It's not speculation, Councilman.
Sir Banda would like to speak.
I can speak now.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. I don't know if you guys know about this. First of all, APA, with the contractor do that work, he prepared the work and submit to the APA. And they got to be approved for APA. I did the job like this, like 2 years ago in Patterson, over the Pacific River. We cleaned up the bed of the Pacific River. If people have no idea how did this work, it's legal and it's safe. Dump that thing on the proper PSNG. But it's a lot of work you gotta be set up. You guys have no idea what you gotta be set up before they start dump the water with your water or the slurry from the Pacific River contamination material. So if you guys no job, this is for you. Get involved. If you need more paperwork, I can call my boss, Nelson Ferreira, and I can submit it to you. Because the way you talk is you not get the right information. APA is probably the most difficult agents who work under this business. You never get anything approved if it's not safety for the public. That's all I can say. And I did this kind of work 2 years ago. I'm done.
Of course, John likes to grandstand and make it seem like there's a public safety issue and that we're not taking a stand on it, but that's election time, and that's John Pino for you.
That's Councilman. The council and the mayor were not even aware of the October 21st document. I'm here.
Enough, Johnny. We are aware.
You're aware. You just.
I know you're talking about, John. I know
You're a blowhard. You're making it seem like you know something and you don't, John.
So, okay, guys, so.
Councilman?
The rules and regs to be put in place, give everyone 5 minutes. John's been talking for, let's see, about 20 minutes. So, now if you can shut that mic and then see if anyone else.
I've heard enough.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right, any other people in the public who should speak again, star 9 for your phone or the raise your hand icon on your screen.
Seeing none.
Okay, Mary, seeing none?
Okay, vote for adjournment.
Motion to dismiss?
Vote for adjournment.
Get a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all aye?